DVD Era TV back at y'all with another one live from the dirty section of YouTube. Y'all know the slogan. Today we gonna talk about the time Tony Yayo and Lodi Mack supposedly smacked Jimmy Henchman Son.
Mixtapes and DVDs is my era.
Facts.
We did it better.
Yep.
Pelly leathers,
Facts.
ACG boots. We 80s babies and early 90s when it got grimy.
real.
I was out of this world, you could not find me unless you checked the lobby. Hustling was my hobby.
there.
We was lobby boys
Yep.
before Jim Jones. You could catch me in Harlem eating Jimbos.
In March 2007, Henchman's then 14-year-old son was allegedly slapped by someone in Tony Yayo's entourage after the teen was spotted wearing a Caesar Entertainment t-shirt. At the time, G-Unit and Compton rapper Game, who was managed by Caesar Entertainment, were in a crazy feud. Lodi Mack, who was Tony Yayo's co-defendant, told authorities that he was the one who assaulted Henchman's son. A year later, Yayo pleaded guilty to non-criminal harassment, and as part of his plea deal, all the criminal charges against him, including misdemeanor assault, harassment, and endangering the welfare of a child, were dismissed. The Queens rapper was ordered to fulfill 10 days of community service. Meanwhile, Lodi Mack pled guilty to endangering the welfare of a child and was sentenced to 9 months in prison, which ran concurrent with a 2-year sentence he received for an unrelated drug charge. In September 2009, Lodi Mack was killed in the Bronx just a few weeks after being paroled. Last month, federal prosecutors accused Rodney Johnson and Bryan with plotting the murder of Lodi Mack. Both Johnson and Bryan are involved in a cocaine ring whose East Coast operations were allegedly being run by henchmen. So Chris Lighty and Jimmy Henchman has offices that's on the same block at this time. So apparently this day, Tony Yayo and Lodi Mack seen Jimmy Henchman's son with his Caesar Entertainment t-shirt on, and they approached him. Once he was approached, he was slapped. You know what I mean? And at the time when this happened, you know, all the reports were saying Tony Yayo smacked Jimmy Henchman's son. But, you know, Lodi Mack took full responsibility for the situation and said he was the one who smacked him. Now, you know, like I said, they just had to be on go mode that day, like, oh, word, there go his son. And then they just violated. Now, you know, after he was smacked, he went to his father's office and told him. Jimmy Henchman got a few of his guys. They went back outside to look for them. They couldn't find none of them. So they seen Chris Lighty family, Mike Lighty, and, you know, they cut his face. Now, I got to agree with Yayo on this, man. This Jimmy Henchman and G-Unit beef got crazy. There was a lot of situations going on back and forth. I'm not really going to get into none of that because I did other videos on that. Now, as far as the smack, Tony Yayo got most of his charges dropped, and Lodi Mack did about 2 years all together with that charge, including another drug charge he had. So when he came home, Jimmy Henchman and them was trying to find him, and they went up to the jail initially to see if they could see him, to point him out so, you know, they could have something done to him. And, you know, the guards was like, oh, y'all looking for Lodi Mack? He's very popular. He just left. Now, you know, they put their heads together again and they called his lawyer. Just so happened when they called his lawyer, he was at the lawyer office. So, you know, one of the dudes, he spoke to Lodi Mack and basically he told him he was a friend of one of his comrades that he just left. And his comrade told him that he should look out for Lodi Mack. So they basically lied Lodi Mack into thinking he was a friend of one of his friends. And that friend of his was, you know, one of the blood homies of his. So he trusted the situation. And, you know, he just came home. So by them saying that his homie he just left in jail told him to contact him so they could look out for him. Of course, a dude just come home. He ain't really got much. And he thinking his comrades sent somebody to come look out for him. They gonna put their guards down and go get up with them because they need the help at the time. So basically, Lodi Mack is thinking he's meeting up with his friend, you know, peoples, and they're gonna be looking out for him. So, you know, he go meet them in the Bronx, not too far from his sister house where he's staying at the time. And as the dude that put the work in on Lodi Mack was walking up, he had, now mind you, he got a 22 or a 25 inside of a potato chip bag with a silencer. And now as he's gripping the gun, he's acting like he got his hand in the bag as he eating potato chips, but he was really gripping a gun. And, he started shooting Lodi Mack. And I guess Lodi Mack realized he was getting hit because, remember, it's a silencer on the gun, and he tried to run, but he ain't make it. Now, I don't know if Lodi Mack was in contact with his homie Biggs, because if he was in contact with his homie Biggs, he would have knew Jimmy Henchman people wasn't who they were saying they were. I think he should have just waited to speak to Biggs before he even met up with anybody. And that way he would have knew that Biggs ain't send nobody to look out for him, and he would have knew it was a setup. Now, this story don't have no happy ending. It was definitely a real situation going on in the streets. I thought I'd just touch on it because Yayo's doing a lot of interviews and he bring a lot of the stuff up, but he don't go in detail on what really happened. Now, all of this is public information. You know what I'm saying? You can see the whole court documents on Crown TV, or you could just look the case up, and everything I'm speaking on is there. So, pardon my voice, got a little cold, a little sick or whatever. So, my voice is kind of in and out, but like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let me know what y'all think. One.